Hey, you won't believe where I am right now. I'm in that what's her name? Mrs. Smith's office again. Yeah, talking about Kobe's speech therapy. Can't wait till this is over. Oh, yeah, I gotta go. I'll see you. Bye.
Mrs. Jones.
Yes, hi.
My name is Mrs. Smith. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So I understand that you've come here to talk about your child's speech therapy.
Yeah, my son Kobe, he's in Mrs. James' class, and honestly, it's not going very well. And Kobe, I'm here because I want more speech therapy for Kobe.
Yes, I know. I know that right now he's getting an hour a week, 30 minutes twice a week, which is pretty typical.
Yeah, not enough. Not enough for Kobe. He's going to need... I would like to see Kobe get an hour a day, 4 days a week.
4 days a week? That's a lot of speech therapy for a child.
But you see, right there...
I'm sorry, excuse me. Yes, hello? No, not right now. Would you let them know I'll call back in about, 10 minutes? Yeah, thanks. Bye. Okay, sorry. So 4 hours a week of speech therapy is probably a little unreasonable to expect.
Yeah, well, okay, let me tell you why I need 4 hours a week. Every time that I go to pick up Kobe, he's in the corner and he's not interacting with anybody. And I went and talked to one of my friends. She's another parent, and she said that every time she goes, that's basically where he is too. So I'm hearing it from everybody that Kobe's like not even being
in a corner in the classroom.
Yeah, he's in the corner, like alone, you know? I mean, Kobe's a good little guy and he can do well by himself, but
I have a report right here that I got from the teacher this morning. And she certainly indicates that he's a great little student.
This would have been great to have before. I mean, I don't really have the time to read this right now, but would have been really great to have before.
Well, yeah, I got it this morning. I asked the teacher to email it to me this morning.
Well, okay. And I'm sure that the teacher isn't finding any problems with him. I mean, he doesn't do anything wrong. He's not a problem in class. He's not some sort of behavior issue. But Mrs. Smith, he's not making the progress that I expected at this point. You know, maybe I should teach Kobe to act out. Maybe then he would actually get some attention.
Well, certainly our teachers are very attentive to the students.
Yeah, the teachers.
The teachers have a lot of students in the class. You know, the teacher has a lot of students.
Yeah,
and
I get that, but I'm not here to talk about the other students. I'm here to talk about Kobe. He's not making any progress. I think that more speech therapy would help him. Teach him how to communicate with the other kids better and teach them how to interact with him. Because, you know... I don't know. He's not making any social gains out of this whole situation. You could do anything for Kobe, but that's not just going to make him into someone that can have sustainable relationships. I mean, that's our priority, isn't it? To make sure that he's able to have a meaningful relationship.
Well, sure, that's always part of a student's IEP. You know, the social interaction stuff is always part of it. Especially for a child of his age. And I'm sure it's a big part of Cody's IEP.
It's Kobe, not Cody.
Well, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Have you seen him? Do you ever take the time to just go and look at him?
No,
I don't see him in the corner like everyone else does?
Well, no, I actually haven't visited his classroom this year.
Well, maybe you should take the time and stop by. You think that would be worth your time?
Well, sure, definitely.
Anyhow, I don't know. I feel like you're completely just shutting me down with the speech therapy request when you people have all of the money that you want to spend and you're telling me that you don't have enough for more speech therapy with Kobe? That's unfair. You know that. He's entitled to all of the therapy that he needs.
Well, certainly, that's what the IEP... The program is put into place to allow him to make meaningful progress. So, Mrs. Jones, are you working with him at home?
Excuse me? Are you asking if I'm doing my part?
Oh, I was just asking a question. I didn't mean
Miss
any.
Smith, I'm not here to talk to you about my parenting. We do everything we can for Kobe, okay? He's our pride and joy.
Well, certainly, of course.
We love that little boy. We do everything we can for him at home, and really, home is none of your business, so... Look, I don't think we're going to get very far here today. Are you telling me no more speech therapy?
Well, there may be some other options that we can look at, but I'm just not sure that we can commit to more speech therapy.
Well, Look, you know what? I'm sure I'll probably see you in due process then. Okay? Bye-bye.